Ladies and gentlemen and logo designers, we're going to do part 4. We're going to find a font. All right, so here's a mini assignment for this project. We're going to find a font at defont.com. Everybody needs to get a font. You can, if you don't like the font, you can turn it off when you put it on your T-shirt. But at least for my grading, I want to see the font on there. So put it on the project, but don't put it on the T-shirt if you don't like the font. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to go to defont.com and we're going to find a font. All right, so here we are in DeFont. I wanted a Star Wars font, so I searched for Star Wars, and I liked this one the best because the S and the T are connected, and so I'm going to right-click here. I can just click and download it, or I can say Save Link As, which is better because then I can put it right in my folder. So then I can go into B. Miller, and then I can go into Creative Computer, and then I can go into Graphic Design, T-shirt logo. I can go to my assets, and I can save it there. Okay, and so now that it's there, I can double click on it. And this one's a little confusing because there's all kinds of them. They have the italic, bold, all this stuff. I just want the regular one. So there it is. The TTF or the OTF is what you want. True Type Font. Or OT, I can't remember what OTF stands for, but that's the font. Double click on it, and you want to install it, and click yes, and then it's going to install it. Now, the trick is that you need to install it first before you open Inkscape. So if Inkscape's already opened, you're going to have to close Inkscape and reopen it so that you can use that font you just did. If you're in the classroom, you're going to have to reinstall the font every day, but if you're at home, you don't have, you just have to install it once. Okay, so close Inkscape, reopen it, and now let's give it a shot. So we're going to go to our logo. We're going to zoom in a little bit. We're going to go to the font. We're going to choose a really large font, and we're going to, the name of my font was SF something, so I type in SF Distant Galaxy. So you type in the name of the font that you just installed. And then we just click, and I'm gonna, what am I gonna type? Something with SF. No, ST Storm Chaser. Okay, so there you have it. So one thing I want you guys to know too is, or remind you of too, is once you get a nice font from defont.com and use it, one thing that you can always do is you can go to Path, and you can go Object to Path. You can go to your nodes, and you can always edit this thing. So for example, I can click there, and I say, ooh, I want that rounded, so I can round that thing or whatever. So you can go and edit all your fonts. Okay, so one other thing I want to show you guys is a tool that I forgot to show you before. I'm going to use this S, and I'm going to use that as an example. I'm going to move this down. So let's say, well, let's take this S and make it nothing on the inside, and then we'll hit Shift, and we'll make it like that on the outside. We'll give it a little bit more of a stroke so that you can see it. We'll make it 1. Okay, so one tool that you can use that's kind of handy for a lot of things is the, if we go to the path outset. Now, the problem is though, you have to do one of the, you have to change the settings. So I'm going to go to Edit. I'm going to go to Preferences, and let's make this really big so we can see it. It starts off really small. So we're going to go to, not Tools, we're going to go to Behavior, and we're going to go to Steps, and you can adjust this inset outset. So if you do it at 2 pixels, it's not gonna do very much. So we're gonna change this to, I'm gonna change it to 15, and then we're gonna be done with that. We'll close that, and so then, okay, we'll go back here, and then now we're gonna use our tool Path, and we're gonna go, oh wait, I gotta make a copy of it first. So I'm gonna click on the S. I'm going to press Control C and Control V to make a copy of the S. I'm going to move it over here because this, I'm going to modify it. So we're going to go Path. We're going to go to Outset, and it's, oh, that's way too much. All right, let's go back to our preference. I'm going to hit undo, edit, undo. So let's go to edit, preferences, steps. So let's change this to 5 and see what that looks like. So we're going to go here, we're going to go path, we're going to go outset. Okay, so you can see that it does a really nice copy of it, but just a little bit larger. So you can do things like that. And it might look good if you were to grab this one and give this a fill, and then where'd the other one go? Grab this one and give it a different fill. I guess we have to bring this forward. So what we do is we got to make sure it's selected, and you're going to go Object, and you're going to go to Raise, and then that raises it on top. Anyway, so you could do something like that. It might look good. Okay, I think that's it. Let's take a look at our spiel and see how we're doing. All right, that's it. So we're going to go on to the next spiel tomorrow.